Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Squared Circle Maniacs Pro Wrestling Podcast. My name is Johnny Bottles. The man to my left is Dr. Don Wayne, the neckbeard psychologist. He had to tune up a few people this week on Twitter, so he's feeling a little salty. More saltier than he usually has. Folks, if you like our content on the channel, please give us a like, give us a subscribe. We are doing the slow climb to 1,200. If we can get the 1,200 subscriptions by the end of this week, maybe by Labor Day, Don. I'll put it to you by Labor Day. 1,200 by Labor Day. I think we can do it. I think we can do it.
Denisha, I see you, girl. Thank you for the 50 spot. We're going to throw it up real quick, and we're going to talk about all this in just a minute. I can assure you there's a lot to get through. She's got a lot in here. Rajay Jackson.
I'll read it for you. Hey, Don and Bottles. I hope my two favorite men are having a great day today. AEW really sucks butt. Like TK and Jack Swagger said it like it is. That Raja situation is so sad to hit someone 23 times out of control after Stu apologized. Don, it's been crazy. We're going to be talking about that and more.
So much to get into.
It's Don, it's like more stuff has gone on outside the ring than it has inside the ring this past week.
It's just... We got a PLE coming up this week, and that's like the lowest thing on my totem pole to cover right now, which we might be doing a live watch along on that. I don't know yet. We're going to run it by you later, see what's going down in the hood.
Okay.
We had AEW, one of their big premiere shows this past Sunday. And I don't know how else to put this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a word that they use for stuff like this, Bottles.
Is it a household word? Like
it is
garbage?
Not a household word.
Like garbage, like trash.
No. But you're in the right wheelhouse.
What could this be?
I'll tell you what it was.
Go ahead, pal.
I like pro wrestling, Bottles. I enjoy pro wrestling. The violence of it sometimes can get a little edgy, and I get that, and I'm okay with that if it gets a little edgy, if it fits the bill, right? If it fits the bill, I'll get into it. This turned into a masochistic bunch of bullshit, a bunch of nonsensical spots that a bunch of virgins that have never done anything in their life enjoyed. It was, without a doubt, one of the lowlights in professional wrestling that I've ever seen in my entire life. I was embarrassed. If anybody sees this and they're like, you watch that shit, it's embarrassing as a wrestling fan. That stuff like this happens. We're going to talk about what happened in just a minute, but I just want to get that off my chest. It was a masochistic showing. Jon Moxley is the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't know how else to put it. It's just, if you're into that kind of thing, man, get help. Seriously, get help. There's something mentally unstable with you, man.
Both of those guys that were involved in that little piece of business that you're referring to, there's something mentally wrong with both of them.
The other part of Forbidden Door that I want to talk about was the lack of any kind of anything, right? One title change hands. I said Mercedes Moné is not dropping that TBS title. She's not.
You did.
She's not dropping that belt until she gets the world championship of the women's title around her waist in that company. And then she's going to say, like I've said, this is the only title that matters. I relinquish all of these back.
Well, you know what the rumor is, that all the usual suspects are floating right now from what they hear, because their ear is pressed to the glass against the wall at Tony Khan's office. Tony Khan is going to have Mercedes Moné pass Jade Cargill's record of holding the TBS championship. And then she's going to lose the belt.
That's not all. She said it on Wednesday night. If you were paying attention, you caught that. You caught that if you were paying attention. And I guess you might have missed it, so I'm going to get to it as soon as we get to that part of the show. The other part of the Forbidden Door that happened.
Did she cut a promo?
Yeah. That's when you were sleeping.
I just see her promos put me to sleep because they're all like, this is what they all sound like.
You're going to be the next president of the United States. You're going to be the next president of the United States. You're going to be the next president of the United States.
What is going on there?
She's awful. She's just horrible. Go ahead, Don.
The other part that we said would happen, and it did, was the Herp Syndicate lost the championships. We said that was coming, and they lost it to the worst tag team that I think I've ever seen. And is it called Brodito or whatever the fuck they're calling themselves?
Brodito, my friend, Brodito.
Yeah. That god-awful pairing of the fat man and the little man. I hate everything about them. They are my second most hated tag team. The other one is Jet Speed. I hate that shit, man. Tony Khan is infatuated with small indie darlings. Infatuated. He doesn't want stars on his programming. It's more than evident by now.
They're all big guys to Tony. They're all big men to Tony.
The other part of this show that I figured was going to happen was MJF lost and he kept his cash-in contract, which we said would happen. And we both had a feeling Mark Briscoe would get involved and cost him somehow. What's not surprising is that MJF looked like $1 million again. The guy can do it all. I'm glad to see he's getting all that awful shit that he had on him when he first came back off. And his star is rising again. Would you agree with that assessment about MJF right now?
Let's not go too far. He's still in AEW. They got weeks to screw this whole thing up.
Well, you've got a good point there.
Yes.
I can't lie. Again, thank you all for watching tonight. We really appreciate your support. The Magic Window season is in full effect. I hope you can see summer is coming to an end. Fall is coming. Football is coming.
Hit the button.
I can't wait this weekend. I want to give my condolences to all the Cowboys fans out there. They traded their biggest star bottles, and it's a sad day for Cowboys fans. So I just want to get that out of the way real quick. Back to the wrestling show. They had any stars. It's on the side of their helmet. Back to the wrestling show.
Some guys walking around with a helmet with one star on it.
Yeah, they're missing one now. I guarantee it. Let's just get to what we're all here for. The cage match with Darby Allin and Jon Moxley.
The unsanctioned cage match, yes.
And Ospreay, Billy Ocean sprays in it. All that shit. Yeah, all that's going on. Oh, here we go. Don, I can't stand Athena lost her cash in and had fail as Athena was upset. That was really a waste for her. When the contract is up, you heard on Jake's faces. Yeah. I mean, look, she's come a long way since she was in WWE. I mean, she really has.
Oh, yeah.
Since I've seen her on the show, thank you again, Denisha. Since we've seen her on the show, she's become one of the better female wrestlers that they've got out there. There's no doubt about that. She's done well. So,
well, in a company with...
I don't think he's letting her go, though. I'm going to be honest, Johnny. I don't think he's letting Athena go.
I think, if she hasn't missed any time, I think that if she wants to leave, she's going to ride that contract out and go back. I think she could go back to WWE. All I could say is Athena being a great wrestler, she's an excellent wrestler in a company that has Sky Blue, Harley Cameron,
here we go,
Anna Jay, Queen what do you call her? Medulla Oblongata.
Medulla Oblongata.
You've got her. You've got the Tickler. Tickler's a good wrestler. They haven't given her a chance. And Penelope Ford is a horrible wrestler, but good looking girl, horrible wrestler.
The whole thing about this match was the aftermath of everything. Was that Moxley's group lost? No big deal. You knew that was coming. They can't win. But after the match or during the match, I don't know which one this happened in because I know one of them happened after the match. They taped Darby Allin in a chair. So
this is during the match.
Okay,
this is during the match, yes.
Had him taped to a chair.
Well, it all started with the blood when Claudio picked him up and threw him against the cage, like 10 feet high in the cage, and he fell down. He ripped his ear open. Then he got to inside the ring. They duct taped him to the chair. Moxley worked over the ear until he really got a gusher. I think they even picked the man up, Don, while he was in a chair and body slammed him.
I'm just going to be honest with you, Bottles. I just needed to see the one spot, and I said, I'm not watching a minute of this bullshit. I'm not watching a minute of this match. Moxley's got him in the chair and begins to drive a fork into his earlobe. Let me say this again in case this is not making sense. He begins to drive a fork into his bottom right earlobe. And I don't mean like sort of, I'm just messing with him. He drove it through like he was skewing a steak. It was disgusting, unneeded, and sad all at once. Why is this shit allowed to happen, man?
He licked it first.
Yes,
in
he
full
did.
view of the crowd, and then did that. So God only knows what hepatitis was transferred over to Darby Allin, who probably is a petri dish full of communicable diseases. But be that as it may, dude, this is just Tony saying, you guys go out there and do whatever you want to do. It's going to be a good match. It's going to be a great match, Tone. Are we going to get shut down for anything? No. Well, go out there and do whatever you want to do. And that he's probably marking out over that. It's awful. I watched the thing. It's horrible.
I don't know how you did. I didn't know. As soon as I saw this, I said, I don't give a shit if I can get it for free now. There's no shot in hell. I'm giving this company a thin red dime, and I'm not going to go try to pirate on some streaming service because it's not worth my time. This was pathetic. This isn't pro wrestling. It's not pro wrestling. I'm sorry. This is why I didn't like Abdullah the Butcher when I was a kid. I thought his shit was horrendous as well. Everything he did, I thought was awful. This has no, if you're going to get cut open the hard way, if you're having a match that defines it, that's one thing. If you're shoving a fork in another man's earlobe and I'm sorry. Just.
The whole time when this is taking place, I was looking around for Japanese Matt Hardy. You know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Japanese Matt Hardy was in this match, and he avoided all this shit. He avoided it all, Don. He was skillful.
Like, you're not doing that shit to me.
Right. You're not doing that to me. He didn't even want to go do his frog splash, but he did. To see a man who can't bend his legs do a frog splash, it was hilarious. Great. I loved it.
I don't understand this, man. I don't get any of this. This just
horrible.
doesn't make any sense to me. This isn't wrestling. It's god-awful trash. And Tony Khan just lets this shit keep happening, man. He just lets it keep happening. They threw gummy bears in the ring. They threw gummy bears in the ring. Like thumbtacks. And then they picked up the gummy bears off the filthy ring, the same canvas that was used for all these matches, and shoved it in a guy's mouth. You know, I thought ECW was bad back in the day. I was never a huge ECW fan back in the day. I just didn't like all the nonsense. I didn't like that there were no rules to any match. I didn't understand what the object was if you didn't have a rule in a match. That never clicked with me as a young wrestling fan.
But the stories made sense.
But the stories would usually make sense. This shit here, none of it's adding up. And you're right, Denisha. He doesn't care about violence, and it seems he doesn't care about talent. You're right. You're right.
He doesn't care.
I'm sorry. It's
from what has been said, Don, in interviews this week that have come out, he's hard to get a hold of. They put the show together we're going to talk about that in a minute. Always joked about. They put Dynamite together while they're driving to the arena. And it seems like we've said that several times on this
Turns out it's true.
It turns out it's true.
I'm just at a loss for words, man. Like, somebody got this in their head that this was a good idea. This isn't an adult we're talking about here, man. This is a childlike man. This is a teenage angst mentality that we're talking about. To me, that's how it seems. This isn't an adult thinking this through. This is a teenager with angst. Like, you know, it'd be cool, bro, if I put a fucking fork in your ear, man. Can we just put John Moxley on bum fights and call it a day? I agree. Thank you very much, Stu. I agree with you 100%. This is where we're at now. This is really where we're at. I'm just frustrated with this show. And Wednesday night didn't help the matter, which, by the way, they got their ass kicked again. I told you these kids are back in school. These numbers are going to stay there. And with football coming back, all that shit's all going to hurt. I'm just calling that now.
The ratings are out. Oh, yes, don't say it yet. Wait till we get to the review of the show.
I've got them.
Wait till we get to the review of the show. Oy.
So the gratuitous violence that was this dog shit. I mean, this is the God's. Put Moxley on bum fights, call it a day, put it on a $5 pay-per-view every week. These morons would eat this shit up and call it amazing. They would. Speaking of gratuitous.
Don, they went into this weekend with a rating for Collision on Saturday. 281,000 people watched Collision. 281. Just throwing that out there to you, Don. Now, they're starting at the bottom of the hill, and they got a big hill to climb.
I'm verklempt.
I just saw what last night's ratings were, and I can't believe
it. I'd have no problem with Mox going over to power slap. Yeah, I'd agree, man, since it's been shit canned.
Right.
Get him off
Thank
my
you, George.
television.
I'd love to see
Appreciate
that.
you, brother. Yeah, so here's my thing, right? Speaking of gratuitous violence, we had an incident this week that was, and it's just awful what happened. Rajah Jackson got into it with Psycho Stu.
Yes.
Real name Stuart Smith.
Yes.
This whole thing happened backstage, and this is all filmed, and we're going to get into that because some of this shit don't add up, but some of it does. They're filming backstage, and apparently Psycho Stu thought this guy was part of the show and was in on the act on what was going to happen that night. So he takes a prop beer can. It's a prop beer can, it turns out.
First he said, don't you know who I am? No, I don't know who you are. You know who I am? I never fucking seen this guy before, he said to the people who were standing there. And I may add that if you've seen the video, the Polynesian man standing there with a Polynesian skirt wrapped around his pelvis is Roman Reigns' cousin, Renee Anawahi. He's a co-owner with Rikishi. Rikishi's not the sole owner of this Knox Pro Wrestling Corporation, Association, whatever you want to call it, mud show. He's not the full owner. He shares that duty with Renee Anawahi. And he's the guy. He's the guy who I would say amped Rajah up. But go ahead.
No, he's not. He's not. I know who the guy is, though. I'm going to tell you that.
You're thinking of the cowboy. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm going to talk about that piece of shit in a minute. So he throws the beer can upside of his head, and somebody's filming this. Every time. Like this.
Going live on the Kick app. Yep.
Yes. So that's going down live. This is all happening. Blah, blah, blah. Same camera still rolling when Psycho Stu, apologized, said, man, I thought you were in on the act. I didn't know. I thought you were one of the boys. Yeah, I thought you were a worker. My bad. So they go on later on and they decide, okay, we're going to let you get in the ring, get a little bit excited, get your moment in the ring since you're here. And you are somewhat of a celebrity because his dad right now is streaming all over the place. If you haven't been paying attention, his dad is Rampage Jackson, just to make sure this is in context. Rajah Jackson is the son of Rampage Jackson. Rampage is streaming all over the place lately. He's got people calling him Big Booty P. Diddy and all kinds of shit. It's really funny watching Rampage Jackson go crazy because he is a little bit of a loose cannon. Anyway, they show his son backstage with this guy, AJ Mana, excuse me.
AJ Mana, yes.
AJ Mana is talking to him saying, well, you're going to get in there tonight, brother. You're going to get your receipt. You know what a receipt is, right? You remember what a receipt is? Yeah, I know what a receipt is. And if they got a problem with it, I'll come in there and I'll kick his ass too. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to help you out. Turns out, like this guy, Mana and Stu have got real heat. They've got real animosity backstage at this show. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I don't know the backstory. They legitimately don't like each other in real life. Mm-hmm. They got legit heat. This whole thing goes down. It's time for Raj to get in the ring. He beats the living shit from what it looks like out of Psycho Stu. Beats his ass. He gives him a slam. When he hits the bottom, when he hits the mat, it looks like he's sort of on. He looks like he's out on his feet already, just landing. You can see him. He's like, oh shit, he's not looking right. The first two punches he throws, it looks like are working punches. He doesn't really land them. And then he goes on a rampage where he just starts, no pun intended, where he just starts hammering the shit out of this guy to where, and the wrestlers are just watching this shit go down. Like, they're like, okay, how long are we going to let this go? And he throws like 23 punches on it before they finally get him off. And they got to subdue this jackass in a corner. This is all being filmed, by the way. All of these moments are being filmed.
Stream live the Kick.
Yes. Jackson is then seen later walking down the street after the show, cussing and carrying on and going crazy.
Still filming.
Still filming. Stu is taken to the emergency room where they say he's unconscious, where he regains consciousness the next day. Monday, he gained consciousness, they say. The other part of this is they said his teeth were knocked out. He was choking on his own blood and his own teeth. And if you watch the video, you can hear the guy filming it or the guy next to him filming it go, oh my God, look, he's bleeding everywhere out of his mouth. You can hear him say that. So this guy's in the hospital. His wife starts a GoFundMe page. that has gotten almost $200,000 in donations already. Already it's got 200 grand. And guys like Chris Jericho donated. Mr. Beast gave like 10 large. It's a lot going on, right?
Would you like to watch the video?
Viewer discretion is advised. Let's just put that out there right now. I don't want you guys and gals watching this if it's going to make your stomach squeamish, because it's hard to watch, man. It's a hard watch.
It's distilled down. The backstage and the ring business is distilled down to less than a minute, so it won't be that bad.
Oh, Psycho Stu. Worried about Psycho Stu.
Psycho Stu.
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little.
Oh! Don't sell it?
Dude, he's not a fucking
Bro.
worker, bro.
What the fuck was it? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, I will fuck him
we're
up,
good.
bro.
I know you will.
No.
We're good.
I have to show him, like, you can't just hit a fucking can on my goddamn face. I'm really going to hit him. I'm telling you. I'm dead serious. This shit's not going to be scripted. I'm telling you. I know all wrestling is script. I'm talking about what I'm going to do to the guy.
Doing behind him. That's not even trying to get the guy off of him, man. What are you doing? If he's really kicking his ass, dive on him, man. What the fuck are we doing here?
I think the operative word is really.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
But we're going to get to that in a minute. So he's awake now. Apparently he's in bad shape. Like I said, teeth knocked out, choked on his own blood, not looking good. This is where it gets interesting. And this is sort of where I'm 80-20 and you might be a little bit less than this. So I'm going to say this now. Why is there no arrest right now? Why has no one been arrested? Why are there no charges? Why is nothing happening right now? Nothing's happening. Nothing. There's two frames of thought here. One of them is the DA is trying to get the strongest case possible before he or she presses charges, and that they want to bring him up on some sort of a attempted manslaughter charge. But the problem is that part of this show was supposed to be worked. He was supposed to get in the ring and start whooping his ass. The issue is, when did it become a shoot versus when was it real? There's the other part that Johnny Bottles is a firm believer in. He's not 100%, but he's pretty sure that what, Bottles?
The man took 21 to 23 shots to the face. And you're trying to tell me that he just got punched in the mouth the entire time by a crazed 20-year-old kid who's an MMA fighter trained? If you're an MMA fighter and you're trained, you're going to hit the eyes, the nose, the head. You're going to just wail on the guy. He doesn't have a black eye. He doesn't have a cut, doesn't have a broken nose, doesn't have a cut on his face, doesn't have a swollen brow, doesn't have a swollen cheek, a swollen ear, nothing. If you look at those pictures of him in the hospital, which could have been taken 6 months ago, could have been taken a year ago. Okay? Don't know. If the guy was in the ICU and he was in a coma for a day, there's no mask, there's no ventilator, no heart monitor. He had an IV drip in his arm. That was it. If you look at the pictures of when he first went in, it all looks suspect to me. It was all filmed on Kick. The evidence is right there. The LA Police Department's looking into it. What are they looking into? All they got to do is turn on YouTube, put on JD from NY, put on Steven Larson. They're all talking about it.
To be fair,
What's that?
it is California, and they're kind of fucked in that department half the time anyway.
But if a guy's getting, if the guy is a celebrity, a pseudo-celebrity, Rajah Jackson.
Very small pseudo.
Pummel the hell out of somebody. Right there on camera, right in the middle of the ring, in front of, how many people would you say were there? 100 people?
Maybe at most.
Maybe at most. 100 witnesses. The wrestlers were told not to cooperate with the authorities, if the authorities even talked to them.
No, the authorities were there. That's been proven. I looked that up. They were there. They were called that night. The wrestlers were, in fact, told not to cooperate, which is why the hell would that happen? That's not making any sense to me, man.
I would think that someone who was there, like a fan, called the police. That's what I would think. Psycho Stu's wife didn't. His brother didn't. There's no film. Everyone's got a cell phone nowadays. If you spit on the sidewalk in San Francisco and then piss on top of it, you're gonna get filmed. Okay. If you get caught with a dog behind a mailbox, you're gonna get filmed in San Francisco or California or whatever. No film of Psycho Stu being wheeled out on a gurney to the ambulance. No film of him leaving the ring. There's film of him being pinned. They pinned a guy.
I know, dude. What the hell?
It's so horrible what happened to him, they decided to finish the match and pin him. That was my first clue. This is all horse shit. Okay?
I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of issues that I have with what's going on after the fact. But when I look at the GoFundMe page and some of the other issues, I can't look away and think that this is a work or a scam, because if it's a work or a scam, they're going to get the shit suit out of them. By the way, and WWE, of course, was affiliated with them. They took their affiliation away. That's gone now. They apologize. The company publicly apologized for the incident. So I just wanted to get into that real quick. I didn't want to spend the whole show talking about it. I didn't want to go through it and diatribe and pins and needles and talk about it, because there's a lot to cover. But he hasn't been arrested. What?
I'm going to put this picture up. Okay. Hang on. Here's a picture of Psycho Stu. This is what he looks like. This is a guy who took 23 shots to the face. This is him in the hospital. He took 23 shots to the face by an MMA fighter. I saw Death Riders on the screen. Where's the damage to his face? Where's the damage?
It looks like he's missing teeth if you zoom in. It really
could have been. He might have been missing teeth from the get-go.
Look, all I'm saying is I wasn't there. I don't know, but I agree. You would think his face would be a lot more swollen. I don't disagree with that. Maybe he's a fast healer. He has Superman powers. I don't know.
These are MMA fighters 4 days after their fights. Might get rid of Psycho Stu. Hang on.
Richard Martinez, thank you for the $5, brother. Death Riders have lost to Anarchy and the Arena and a Lights Out Steel cage match. Why are they still together? I swear, if they're in blood and guts too. I got news for you, man. They're not going away. Tony Khan is going to ride that to the death. I can guarantee you that.
Here's a girl 4 days after her MMA fight. The black eyes.
She got punched in the eyes.
And the swelling's just about down. Yeah, she got punched in the eyes. Here's another one. This kid's pretty jacked up still. He's got stitches, 2 black eyes. Psycho Stu had a broken orbital bone and facial bones broken.
I didn't see that. I don't know where you saw it, but I didn't see it.
Everyone was saying that. And look at this
They
kid.
might have been saying it,
This kid had a broken orbital bone. There he is. This guy. And then we've got another one. Three days after a fight, swollen eye, swollen mouth.
It's not on the screen, Bottles. None of this is on the screen.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
You
get the idea.
I'm like, okay.
You get the idea. You get what I'm going for here. You get the idea that if you're hit in the face 23 times, you had to been hit in the eye, in the nose, in the cheek.
But he wasn't. Bottles, watch the video.
Why was he so careful?
Watch the video.
Why
Who
was
said he was?
so careful?
He was throwing hands straight at his cheeks, at his chest, at his throat the whole time. He never changed his aim point. That was it.
Why was that?
Bro, I'm telling you, I don't know. I can't get into the mind of a psychotic person.
This whole thing smells like a work. I could be wrong. I posted it on Twitter. Don said, "Take that tweet down."
Yeah.
I said,
if you're right, I'll apologize and buy you a pizza. But if I'm right, it goes the same way.
There's no bet for a pizza. If I'm right, I'm not asking you for a pizza or anything like that. I don't need anything. Okay? I'm just telling you right now, this whole thing smells fishy from the fact that it's going to be a week Saturday, and he hasn't been arrested. Okay?
Sunday, I think. Wasn't it Sunday?
I think it was Saturday, wasn't it? It doesn't really matter. The shit has been around for 5 days now, and no one's locked this kid up. The evidence is all over YouTube. It's all over Facebook. It's all over Instagram. It's all over Twitter X. And there's a reason why.
If he gets arrested tomorrow, what if he gets arrested tomorrow?
Then I'll say, okay, well, it was a shoot. It was real. And I was wrong.
Okay.
But if this is leading to a match.
If it's leading to a match, they're going to get the shit suit out of him, dude. That GoFundMe ain't no joke. I've seen it happen a million. There's stories on there where people led you down the wrong path on GoFundMe, and they got the shit suit out of them.
Okay,
it's not a joke.
If this is a work and they cancel the GoFundMe, all the money goes back.
Cancel
the
it.
two,
No,
I'm
it
telling you,
doesn't.
you can cancel and pay the 2.9.
They're going to have to pay them. They'll
have to pay the 2.9. They'll
They're
have to
not
pay the
doing
2.9.
None of this is happening. None of this
could.
is happening.
It could. It could.
None of this is happening.
It could.
If my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bike. None of this is happening.
This could be.
Speaking of things that we said were happening, Tony Khan is a man-child. We've said it a million times. I know I have. And Jake Hager, of all people, is my new hero. Of all people in the world. Richard back again, 1.5 years spent injured, and TK puts Wardlow with Callis. Yeah. Because that's what he needs, is another person in his stable. There were like 10 guys in his stable now. I can't remember who the hell it is.
He said half of those guys last night. He goes, half of those guys want to face you for that belt. I should know. I got half of them on contract.
Yeah. Jake Hager's making his rounds. He was on Chris Van Vliet's show. Good guy, good show. Thank you again, Richard. We appreciate it. By the way, if you like what you're seeing, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that notifications button. We're going to get into some more news. Jake Hager made a lot of headway this week, man. He was on Chris Van Vliet, and this was the quote that got everybody's attention. Anyways, I always find a way to say this every day, so I think everybody should. Everyone should, too. Say, fuck Tony Khan, Hager said. I could tell he didn't want me there being AEW. He offered me a year and a half. I was like, bro, I just did Stadium Stampede twice. Don't act like Stadium Stampede didn't put AEW on the map. I was in the debut episode. I was the big spoiler, and he offered me 18 months after that.
Yes. 18 months.
So it was really that, and this is what he says. He says, after all the CM Punk shit went down, the boys got together, and this is where it gets interesting. We had a meeting, a boys-only meeting, no office. And we're all sitting there. There's Sting, there's the Big Show, Jericho, Brian Mox, and they're all standing at the front, kind of talking through the shit that they're going through, right? And lo and behold, who comes in running? Daddy's little billionaire. And he's yelling at us because I think Cash and Wheeler didn't want to come because they didn't like the storylines. They then later refuted that and said, no, we were there. You're thinking of someone else. And he apologized. He said, I think I couldn't recall. And then, of course, Balding or dumbass was like, well, you said it was us, bro. And he said, no, I think. Well, you said our name, so now we're implicated. Grow up, dude. Has anybody in the business have FTR has the softest ears ever.
I guarantee you. One of them texted Tony Khan when that meeting was taking place. That's how I knew it was happening, and that's why he ran in the door.
You're probably right. I didn't even think about that, but you're probably right.
Yes.
And he comes in and he's like, listen, I'll put you in a 6-man 6 minutes before, and you're going to do it. That's crazy, bro.
And Swagger said,
that's crazy.
You got Sting right there. You got to honor him with his retirement at the end of the year.
Yes.
And this is how you're talking to him. You're going to put him in a 6-man match 6 minutes before he goes out there. Don't know what you're going to do. Don't know what you're going to do. None of them know what they're going to do when they get out there. None of them know what they're going to do when they get to TV. That's what he said in this interview.
And this doesn't stop because he then went on to a Sports Kita show after this.
Oh.
And said, Tony Khan can't make himself a sandwich, let alone write a storyline that will last. He can spend a lot of money and make a big debut and make a lot of fireworks. He said everything spiraled out of control after Cody Rhodes left in 2022. After Cody left, it became a free-for-all. They stopped doing production meetings. They stopped doing anything to make the show timely. We would be waiting until like 5 to find out what we're doing that day. Tony wanted nothing to do from me because I was from the Fed, which is kind of funny. He's called the Fed and it hasn't been called the Fed in over 20 years. And he's an indie darling guy. And here's where it gets real. He wants flips and hamburgers and hot dogs and not storylines. And that's the problem that I personally have with Tony Khan. Right there.
Right.
Thank you, Jake Hager.
And he said, what live television show does that? Only one with money behind it.
That's a lot to get off your chest. He's had
Yes.
this on his chest a long time, pal, and he got it. He unloaded both barrels on Tony Khan, and we've said it on this show many a time. He's a man child. He he needs to hire a booker. He doesn't know how to treat men because he hasn't been around men his whole life. He's been around his geekdom fans that sucked up to him because he was the son of a billionaire and does not know how to interact with people. You can see it when he comes out after the show and he starts screaming like a little girl. It's just the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life, man. He doesn't know how to be just a regular dude. To me, this is just me. The most common factor that most male wrestling fans have that are normal, they're just an average dude, man. They want to unwind for a few hours, drink a couple of cold beers, and forget what happened at the construction job or the office that day, and I just want to relax. Take me out of what happened today.
Right.
And this guy has got no concept of how to bring that to a television show, let alone book it in a long-term story. And he said it well. He knows how to debut guys from time to time. That's lost its way, by the way. That has really gone downhill.
Yeah.
And he has started storylines and doesn't know how to finish them. I'm going to agree
3
with
weeks
all
later,
of this.
3 weeks later, the storylines are done.
It's just over. Nobody knows what the hell happened.
Yep. And then we'll go back and rehash shit like the Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander problem. Something that happened 6 months ago.
I'm glad you said that.
Have you heard
He
about that?
also
Go ahead.
He also had high praise for Chris Jericho. So if you don't know, Chris Jericho and I are not on the best of terms. He said some mean things to me once. And I kind of took that shit personally because I didn't say anything bad about him. I just said Chris Jericho would never have another meaningful match in the WWE. And I stand by that statement. He might have a match, but it ain't going to mean shit.
What did Chris Jericho say?
To who?
To you on Twitter.
I can't remember.
He said, hey, Don, go fuck your ass.
That's what he said. That's right.
That's what he said.
Very angry that day, my friends. Chris Jericho was very angry that day.
The ocean was angry today, my friends.
It really was.
Yes.
But Jake said that he got on the job at AEW, which is cool. But here's where it gets interesting because Chris Jericho put out a tweet this week or Instagram or whatever, the Snapchat, I don't know, of him looking out of a plane window. And it said something like decisions or gotta think or some shit.
Yes.
Yeah, like he's thinking on his career because the rumor has it, and this is what's been said, the WWE is very interested in getting back into the Chris Jericho business. I don't dislike the man on a personal level. I don't know him on a personal level. I do know him on an entertaining level.
Yes.
And I don't want to see 55-year-old Chris Jericho have a main roster spot in the WWE when you've got guys in NXT that need to get called up to give me some fresh blood and fresh storylines. I watched NXT this Sunday night, by the way. That was a hell of an entertaining show. The first two matches were sort of The last two were fire. I thought it was great. There's nothing about what they have going on there that does entertain me on the main stage at NXT. Every time I watch, I'm never disappointed in what I see on those PLEs. I'm really not. It's fresh blood. It's amazing. They got an insane dude jacked to the gills down there. This is what I'm looking for. I don't want to see 55-year-old Chris Jericho come walking out there to introduce some faction. I don't want to see that, Bottles.
I could see him as a Royal Rumble entrant, surprise entrant, and then going on to a Hall of Fame type thing. You know what I mean? I could see him doing that. I could also see him working backstage. He's a good idea man, but he needs an editor. That's the problem. He needs an editor. He's a good idea man.
He needs a filter. He needs a filter.
Whatever. Filter, editor. Yeah.
There's something there, but we're not going with the tree of whatever the fuck you just said, but there's something there.
The learning tree.
Yeah, we're not going.
Let's not go with the learning tree.
Something there, Chris. No. Yeah. So that's going on. That was a big news story. That's all over the place, and I can't get away from that. There is a former WWE writer that said Vince McMahon landed the airplane and went to having sex with Ashley Massaro and had everybody come out of the plane and sit on the runway and wait and watch and said I have never heard a bigger bullshit story in my life. I'm sorry.
You know what Vince said about that?
Let me tell you this. I am no pervert.
That's what Vince said about that.
Have you heard a bigger bunch of bullshit stories in your life? Land the plane. I'm going to Pound Town.
Dude, I just remember the story about Rita Chatterton in the limo where he made her do what he made her do. He don't care. He had an audience then. He don't care.
It's alleged.
This is all alleged. This is all alleged, I guess. It's all alleged. Ashley Massaro, she went through the ringer in that company.
I believe none of this, Bottles. I'm sorry. I don't. I believe 0.0% of this. I'm sorry. I just don't. By the way, if you like what you're hearing, please like and subscribe. Hit the notifications button. The super chat's open.
If you're looking for a nice, clean show. If you want a nice, well-adjusted show, and bring the kids, cook up some, bring some McNuggets and fries, milkshakes. Bring the kids. This is good family entertainment.
Pass the fucking potatoes.
Pass the fucking potatoes.
Pass the fucking potatoes.
You know what? I can't get past this story. It's so absurd to me. Land the plane. Why? I got a shit. Boss, we got a bathroom. Not there. Oh, God. Anyway, moving on. I've got another story for you.
Oh.
Jim Ross has re-signed another year extension with AEW. He's not going anywhere, folks. He's going to stay there.
Because they floated the idea that he was going to sign with WWE. That's where he wants to go. That was floated.
No. Dude.
I'm telling you, that was floated. And his agent probably did that. He leaked it to the sheets. That's what these guys do now. He wants to go to WWE, Tony. Oh, Jesus Christ. All I do is have him call one match a month. He's going to go for that. He's probably paid. Huh?
You know what else floats?
I know what else floats. Yes.
Wow. Look, good for JR because he's still making a living and he's still making some money. But other than that,
yeah, he's horrendous now. He's just horrible.
Models, I know you want to talk about this, and Denisha brought it up.
Don, you think Tony lied to Deonna Purrazzo to sign her contract where she is now? It's sad to me and Britt Baker. Yeah, Don is back in catering right now. And you know what she's doing?
Pass the fucking potatoes.
I got it.
That's what she's doing in catering.
She put, by the way, your light's coming into view there, pal, I think.
Is it, pal? Yeah.
Long story short, Deonna Purrazzo put out a tweet this week that said, hey, hire me for bookings. Like essentially sending the middle finger to Tony Khan on her position in the company. So that was kind of shocking, man. That was kind of a ballsy move on her part.
And someone said to her, why don't you just wrestle? And she said, where?
Yeah. Another piece of news I want to get to real quick. Kevin Owens gave an update, said he hopes to be back next year. He did have the I can say words too.
Vasectomy.
He had yes that. No, he said he had a success. Good God, he had a successful surgery. I feel bad for the guy, man. I really do. Do you not?
Not really.
You're a hateful man, Johnny Bottles. You're a hateful man.
I'm a hateful man.
I do have a quick question for the chat. We're going to pick the show up now because that's all. I can't do any more news. It's just getting out of control. Chat, AEW is going to be in Philadelphia. Is it the next 7 shows now, Bottles? Is that what I heard?
They're September 9th. I think they're done. Hang on a second. Let me check my calendar.
I can't remember how many they're supposed to do.
7, 8, 9. I think their last one would be the 10th. I think it's till the 10th of September.
They're doing the weekly residents again. So that's what they're doing. And I wanted to ask you about this because this is the second time they've done it. And by the way, the residency, they're doing 8 in a row. So that's what I thought. So they got 7 left now, I think. The residency's happening after all their big shows, their big pay-per-views, right?
Yes.
Tony Khan had a comment a couple of weeks ago that said, We should, I hope to make a profit this week, I believe was the quote. Do you think, as a cost-cutting measure, he's running these smaller venues to save on all that overhead? And that's why he's hoping to turn a profit.
What's he charging for tickets?
I don't know. That's not the point. The point is that he's doing this in smaller venues. And I think he's doing that for that purpose.
$40 a ticket on the average, maybe 900 tickets.
Now I bet they're charging probably $60-$70 per ticket average.
Okay. Well, I don't think that's going to cover your $1 million per show to put on with the lighting.
Well, that's what I'm saying about.
You know what they're also doing? They're going around union. They're going around union labor.
I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, though, man. Is they don't have the $1 million overhead because they're not in a stadium. They're not in an arena. They don't have to fill, areas and all these doors and hire personnel for that. They're in a 900-seated theater.
Absolutely.
And that's what so it's just an easier way. Which, by the way, last night they were in this 2300 bingo hall. And the union was picketing outside because they're using non-union members to run the show. And they have a show union out there, and they're paying them wages that are not the same as the union. So for everybody that cries, if it wasn't for Tony Khan, these guys wouldn't be employed and they'd be on the streets. Same thing goes for the union, folks. It works both ways. Right? He's not using union people. He's paying below wage. He's going to try to get a profit. I'm not blaming the guy. If you can get a buck, get a buck.
Mm-hmm.
But don't tell me that he's the nicest guy ever, because they were picketing outside of this 900-seat assembly hall that kicked off with the Forbidden Door recap with the Billy Ocean Spray angle. And I didn't cover it there earlier because I want to cover it now. We knew Billy Ocean Spray was going to be out indefinitely with this neck surgery.
Right.
Did they need to do the angle at the end of the show where they completely allegedly snapped his neck? Did that not seem like, to use an old term I've heard, and I've heard it since I was a kid, it was a hat on a hat moment? It just didn't need to happen.
If you're setting him up for a feud with John Moxley after this, when he comes back, well, maybe that's what Moxley wants to do. He wants to wrestle Ospreay when he comes back. I don't freaking know. It makes nothing they do makes any sense. Okay. Nothing that they do makes any sense whatsoever. And I want to know. I want to know, where's Luther?
You ought to know.
The guy's got the easiest job on the planet. He catches Toni Storm when she jumps off the ring apron.
Yes, she does.
Who wouldn't want to do that? That's all he does. That's all he does.
By the way,
and he can't come to the ring.
NXT did 616,000 viewers this week. This show last night, AEW, did 585,000 people last night.
Don't the shows right after the pay-per-views do well, usually?
They usually do, but I said it last week, and I'm going to stand by it. This is going to be the new norm, is under 600,000. That's where they are now. That core audience has disappeared.
Yeah.
The kids are back in school. Colleges are back open. That's who they're coming after, and that's what they're dealing with right now, man. Warrior JWR, where you been, brother?
AEW's Bohica, bend over, here comes again. Absolutely. Thank you for the Bohica. I got to remember that. Thanks for the $1.99 and that new anagram, that new whatever you call that.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
Profile.
I like that a lot. Mr. Miyagi over at the Wrestling Observer Live Radio, whatever you want to call it, he says, well, DVR and those numbers haven't been added in yet.
Neither have the NXT numbers, jackass. Shut up.
That's right. And not even the Netflix numbers for our friends north of us in Canada. Watch NXT.
Marco,
on Netflix. Marco Metacoli, $4.99. Thank you, Marco. Guys, the ratings were low because D3 women's volleyball was on ESPN.
Oh, my God. Top rope finisher moment. Thank you, Marco. Great comment, because after all that shit went down this week, you knew FTR was going to come out to help everybody out and make Tony Khan feel better about himself, and that's what happened last night. Bald and Gun FTR come walking out to the ring, and they're standing there, and Bald starts talking, and the audio is absolute shit. Complete trash from the moment. And I'm laughing my ass off because Bald FTR is steady thumping the microphone. I can't hear. I can't. Is it on? Microphone, check. And he literally goes, check 1, 2, 1, 2. Check what? Were you not laughing at this?
They didn't have the speakers on in the auditorium, in the arena. I wouldn't even call it arena. I'll just call it auditorium. They didn't have the speakers on the auditorium so he could hear himself. They had it. It was okay for the audience at home and the 2,000 people in Max watching. That was it.
I was almost in tears laughing at this. I was like, it's fucking amateur hour. Here we go.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
I'm not
Bald
gonna lie,
FTR.
it really couldn't.
What a prick.
So then we get Bald FTR cutting a promo on the ref because he says he counted the pin on the wrong guy that wasn't legal. By the way, did you see the finish of that match at Forbidden Door where the masked idiot went to pin Bald FTR and then fell off of him mid-pin, and they had to start the whole sequence over, and Gun FTR had to do a fake dive like he was trying to break it up. It was literally the circus car where they're all getting out. It looked horrendous, dude.
Just too much shit going on. Just too much overbooked bullshit. This is how these things happen. It's overbooked bullshit. Meanwhile, the Hurt Syndicate is outside the ring fighting with the Gates of Agony.
Because that makes sense.
They're big guys. That's why.
We get a STFU chant going. Stokely starts getting upset. Then we get a go home chant. Stokely starts cussing on the microphone, and this was going to be a theme within the night. Everybody starts cussing on the microphone because we're the cool kids, man. This just doesn't stop. The ref pushes on Jackass, and out comes Adam Copeland, and he just stands there looking around for his friend Christian Cage, who then comes in to attack them in the ring as they're looking at Edge. This bit of business, once they came out, I thought it really picked up. I thought this was really good. I enjoyed this. FTR said, raw, AEW is the best. Tony Khan puts food on my family's table.
Thank you, Ashton, for the 5. Thank you so
much. Hope
you're
doing well, brother. This is when the Donnybrook broke out. And I didn't mind this at all. Like, it seemed chaotic because it was supposed to. They're ringing the shit out of the bell. The refs and the security's running down. It felt like a real, oh shit, this should be broken up as fast as possible moment.
Right.
There's not enough of this in wrestling. There's just not enough of this, in my opinion.
Chaos, yes. What got me was I was surprised by the fact that Copeland was back so soon after a match at a pay-per-view. Usually, when he has a match, he's off for a week because he's got to rest up.
Well, he's usually in the cold tub for a month.
Yes. He could hardly move during this brawl, if you noticed. He was down in the corner. He could hardly get back up. So.
And then again, Christian gets the microphone and pops me. Christian pops me. And he says, Bald FTR, I know you have a father. And Gun FTR, I know you have a father. And Edge takes the microphone away and says, no. And then the fans start chanting, fuck him, or something, whatever it was. And he goes, you guys are sick, fine. And he gives the microphone back and he just yells, they're both dead. That was great to me.
Are they really both dead?
I don't know, but he said they're both dead. This got me to laugh. I had a good time with this.
Oh my God,
in my opinion, this was absolutely the best segment of this entire show. Nothing came close after this. Speaking of which, Darby Allin recap, and they show the ear moment. And he cusses in his promo, and once again, the audio is complete and utter garbage. This is going to be a theme in this show for the whole night, Bottles.
It's terrible.
Whole night.
Terrible. Well, Don, when you're not using union laborers, when you got some Shylocks you pulled outside of a burning barrel by the train yard to have them come in and work the lights and work the sound equipment and all that. You got those Shylocks coming in. You're not going to get top flight, no pun intended, technicians.
Which, by the way, yes, Ricochet tried to trademark Bald, so Bald FTR is going to be pissed. Thank you for that, Brad. I forgot to mention that. This bitch is trying to trademark Bald. Are we? What are we doing here? evening, gents. It's bad enough Darby is getting forked by Mox. Then when is TK going to stop forking sports entertainment fans? Thank you, Mark, for the 5 spot. We appreciate you, brother. We talked about it earlier. I hope you get to giggle back and watch. I don't understand what the hell's going on with this company right now. This show, I'm telling you, it started strong. I enjoyed the opening segment, and then out comes Moxley and Marina and the Hobo against Daniel, the Dancing Goof Garcia. And the FU chants start for Yuta, and TBS is not going to be happy that they did not edit this out, and I wrote this down because it happened. Excuse me. It happened
8:30
throughout the night.
Yeah.
It happened all night.
Yeah. Moxley comes out doing a tough guy, cool guy walk. And how much did he sell for Garcia?
He sold a little bit. He did. I'll give him credit. But again, his selling is just,
He's totally disinterested.
I wrote this down. Out comes Daddy Magic to protect Danny from the chick. Really?
Is Daddy Magic hurt? Because he hasn't wrestled in I don't know how long. Is he hurt? He's been on.
I don't think he's hurt, but I think he's hurting the ratings.
I think his neck is hurting from holding that head up, that large 20-gallon head.
Dude, I got a big ass head, and that guy's got a huge head. Like, that's a big dome, bro.
Huge head.
He walks into hat stores, they're like, get the fuck out. We ain't got nothing. He's got
to go in for a special fitting, pal.
Yeah.
With that waterhead he's got.
They start in the next room and start walking with the tape. Rod of tape. I couldn't do this. When it went to picture in picture, I don't pay attention to these matches anymore. I don't know about you, but I'm out when they go to picture in picture. It's all just a blur.
I fast forward through it. Always. They don't know how to format a show. That's why all these matches are picture in picture. It
was a lot last night.
Yeah, they put it all together in the way of the arena. How are they going to time the matches out? And look up how many commercial spots are sold and see how much time they need for commercials. How are they going to do that? They don't do that. They rather run picture in picture. Did you hear Daddy Magic's barber has to wear roller skates when he cuts his hair?
I wouldn't be surprised. Yes. We're back at it. Mox is now biting Danny, and then he does the nails on his back bit, and then Danny bites him back. We get a superplex. We get a cutter. The Diamond Dallas Page cutter is now a setup spot that he hit Moxley with, and it does nothing. Then we get a pile driver, which is just another move now. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Apparently, it doesn't matter. But guess what wins the match for John Moxley? A fucking inside cradle. We got a pile driver, a cutter, and a superplex. No. None of that's going to win. Here's an inside cradle for the win.
The inside cradle and the schoolboy roll-up, or both companies, are the most feared moves ever. You know, we never talked about, speaking of both companies, we never even discussed the fact that Raw blew this week.
I didn't say it blew. The opening 30 minutes, hold on, Bottles. The opening 30 minutes were amazing, and that was literally a quarter of the show. Like, literally a quarter of the show.
Yes. If you missed Raw, the opening 30 minutes and the last 20 minutes are the only things you need to watch. Everything else in the middle is all bullshit. It's all garbage. Raw is on cruise control right now. It's horrible. And this
I can't call it garbage because I see shit like I saw last night, Bottles. I can't call it. It's boring. It's uneventful a lot of times on Raw. It doesn't always keep me compelled. Okay. This shit I just watched last night. Hold on. Did you see a superplex pile driver and a cutter get no-sold and the roll-up went on Raw this week?
No, I didn't see that on Raw.
The defense rests, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll call Raw. My choice of words were poor. Raw was unfortunate.
Uneventful is a better way. Uneventful for most of them, I'd say. Anywho.
I can't believe they don't have a challenger, a second runner-up for that women's title.
This is where it gets even worse. Moxley gives the hobo the microphone, and he addresses Darby Allin and says the answer is no. Whose idea was it to give the hobo microphone time? Who the hell thought this was a good idea?
I'll say one thing about the hobo. He's more comfortable in the microphone than he's been in years. He's not afraid of a microphone anymore. It wasn't bad, but you consider the fact that he's a hobo.
I
used to work in this arena. I used to work in this arena, setting the ring up.
We go to commercial. This is where it gets worse because he leaves and we go to commercial.
Mm-hmm.
When we come back from commercial, Wheeler Yuta is standing in the ring again with the microphone. What the hell is happening out here, man?
He said this.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
It is awful. I said, this crowd makes the old ECW crowds look normal. I'm telling you, man. He says,
That's really saying something.
It really is.
They used to come in with blow-up dolls and all that shit in
I
the
know.
ECW crowd.
He says Billy Ocean Spray left on a stretcher. Chucky broke his neck, and then he insults Danielson. Then, of all people, Hook comes out. And I'm talking about you could hear crickets when he came out, because guess what happened? I didn't think this was possible. Hook came out to shittier music than he came out with last time.
Tell the girls I'm back in town.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, 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 tell them I'm back. I had a concussion, but I'm back in town. My underwear's brown.
How bad was that music, man? It was
horrible.
awful.
I had to Shazam it on my phone while I was playing to see what garbage is this. And Shazam said, that does not compute. So I had to hold it up to the TV speaker and Shazam it. And it told me what it was. It was horrible. But I will say Hook is a little more jacked than what he used to be. Can you see he put some muscle on?
I couldn't tell. Because he was wearing all of his clothes.
You were blinded by the music.
I help me.
Buddy, I watched it right along with you, and it was horrendous. The whole show was horrendous. They've got all these callbacks now. Hook, on the pay-per-view, Wardlow came back. That was a non-story. It should have been a big story. That was a non-story.
No one came. Dude, he walked out and nobody gave a shit.
Nobody gave a shit.
No one gives a shit.
No one cared about Hook coming
He
back.
was part of the ops when he left, right? What the hell is he?
Oh, Hook you're talking about. Yeah, no one cared. Why is he back with the ops? Why couldn't he just say, hey, fellas, I'm back. I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm back. Can I come back? Dad said I should talk to you, Joe. Who are you again?
This whole thing had me confused from the moment it came out there. By the way, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notifications button. Super chats open. Next, we got MJF in the background. He's talking about his match. It was clearly one of those deals where they video him after he has his match. He says Briscoe cost him. He's going to face Mark at All Out. He says
Can't wait.
He says the new stipulation on his contract is that he now has to announce when he wants a match with a champion. He can't just blindly cash it in. So, okay, whatever. We'll just change the rules as we go. We'll just
Tony Khan, when he was doing press for Forbidden Door, basically he said that it's too much like Money in the Bank, cash in the briefcase. It's too much like that. So they had to change things around. That's what Tony said.
Moving right along. The big bitch is back, and she's with Penelope Ford versus Statlander and Harley Cameron. I was glad to see the big bitch back on my television. I said, it's just another match. The Prancing Pony was in the ring for this one, and she was at her all-time best. She's pointing. She's gyrating. She's doing the ridiculous 2 count. She was all over the place, man. Willow shows up at the end of this match, and the announcers act like it's a shock, which I didn't understand because Willow was a tag partner of Statlander and Tits McGee this past weekend at the damn pay-per-view. So why is this a big deal? Why does anybody care?
You could see nobody in the crowd cared at all. But they cared about Carly Cameron. They did care about Harley Cameron. The spots that she did in the match, they actually got into it. They were behind Harley Cameron 100%.
she would prefer they stay way behind her, I'm sure. Because apparently they said she busted her nose in the course of this match. I don't give a shit who wins.
Who?
In that tag match?
Cameron?
Yeah, they said she was bleeding again last night.
Yeah,
I didn't see it, but that's what they said. From the nose, I meant. They said she was bleeding from the nose. Hey now. Monet comes out.
Just got a text from YouTube.
Now, this is what got my attention. Monet comes out and the fans are actually chanting with her song. I said, oh shit, they're behind her. Baguette is in the ring. And then she says, and this is Monet says she wants to beat the record of the most belts held. And that's why she's not dropping that TBS title bottles. She's got 2 more belts to win. And then she's going to get her rematch. And it will probably be at World's End. And that's when they crown the new champion going into 2026.
Know what I heard her say?
You're gonna
Yeah, I know. Mark Briscoe is home with his brand new baby, cuts a promo on MJF, and then challenges Kyle Fletcher. What? What?
MPF, you're a son of a bitch. Blah, 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 blah. Kyle Fletcher, I'm coming for you.
What the fuck happened here, man? This thing, when he said it out loud, I was like, oh, wait, what? Like, I got dog ears. Like, did my owner just fart that look at you like that?
It's horrible. It's horrible. He's got his son on TV holding the baby. Go ahead, take that.
Baby.
Go ahead, take it away.
Take the baby.
Take it away. Like somebody handed him a hot dog that was covered in ketchup. Take that away. Get that out
You
of here.
stop the ketchup. I knew you were going to say that shit. Take the baby. I'm coming to get you, MJF. I'll put you. You're next. What the fuck? Just god awful. We get
Terrible.
the 8-man tag match where Don Callis comes out with Wardlow. If you didn't know that was going on, that's there. And he introduces his faction with Okada. And I'm like, didn't Okada and the other guy hate each other just a month ago and now they're friends? Okada and the other Japanese guy that's in Don Callis' stable.
Takeshita?
Yeah, didn't they hate each other like a month? They fought for the title, didn't they?
Who can keep track of this? Who can keep track of this stuff, Don?
I'm so confused, dude.
They fought for the title, I think, on Collision. That's where they fought for the title.
No, it was actually at a pay-per-view. I don't know what's happening, dude. I'm so confused. And Okada's wearing the new belt, but Tony Khan says the other belts are coming back. Oh, this is so confusing as somebody trying. I don't want to study your product, man. I just want to watch. Just like any other sport, I just want to watch. I shouldn't have to have the back catalog of the shit that's gone down for the last 9 months to figure out whether I'm booing, cheering, or these guys are now friends, and it's just getting too God blessed complicated. You know what wasn't complicated? I saw Jet Speed and Brodito come out, and I said, fuck this, I'm out of here. I ain't watching this. So I don't care who won, and I didn't check back in. Hangman comes out. He thanks Billy Ocean Spray. The crowd tries and fails to chant. Don Callis is back. He's got his faction. Jet Speed and Kenny Omega, who I thought looked like an aging, right at the end, I hate to say it.
He looked like...
But he looked like Kerry Von Erich when he got on drugs real bad at the end and was falling out. That's what he looked like.
He looked like Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler.
I saw that too. But no, I really thought he looked like Kerry Von Erich right before the end when he got really bad shape and got really hooked on drugs.
He looked horrendous.
It was not a good look, pal.
No. Remember when he went out before he had the diverticulitis surgery? He looked like he was in a bad way in the ring for a promo.
Yeah, that last promo he had that was so god awful where we both said, was he on something at this point in time? Was he doped out of his mind?
This is what he looked like last night. He looked like that.
Like and subscribe.
But he had no shirt on. You know what else he said?
Bye. And good night, bang.
The hussy is with her version of Tits McGee, and they're talking about Athena. and we get a ping pong match. And I said, I'm not watching this shit anymore. I'm out. I'm not watching anymore. And apparently I'm not alone. When 585,000 fans were your average, you had a strong open, a trash middle, and a garbage ending. And this is becoming low-hanging fruit for anybody that has a show like ours, because you're a punching bag waiting to get knocked out.
He doesn't understand that. He thinks this is all great stuff. Supposedly he's not really worried about it. He's got like little input to this shit. Supposedly, this show. Little input whatsoever. According to Jake Hager. Oh, that's not right. Jake Hager's a liar. They didn't want him. That's why he's so mad, because they didn't want him. They gave him a contract for 18 months. He said, that's all you're going to offer me? And he turned it down. He left.
And his dog shit promo when he returned.
His dog shit promo when he returned. Yes.
I don't. This thing was awful. I don't care. I'm getting to where I'm not going to finish watching the show anymore. I'm not going to devote any more of my time than I have to. That's where I am right now, Bottles. I fast
forward through that last match with the Ops and the Ricochet and his TMU bloodline that they got going on. The gates of what are they?
Agony.
Gates of agony, irony, whatever they are, and the whole thing with Hangman and the Darby Allin, and it's just horrible stuff, man. There's nothing that gets you invested in this whatsoever. Not when they've got guys like, dare I say it, Wardlow, who's just wearing a suit, standing in the background behind six other guys.
He's background noise at this point.
Background noise. Yes.
Wardlow, yes. What are you going to do? I'm going to stand here. Okay.
It makes no sense to me whatsoever. It makes no sense.
By the way, got my new Hulkamania Forever shirt.
Looks good. Why is Megan Bain with Penelope Ford? Why is that a team? Have they ever mentioned that whatsoever? No.
Thank you, Stun SCA. Appreciate you, brother.
There's an all-star.
I don't get it. I don't understand, but I got a question. So we've got the PLE this weekend, right? I want to get through this real quick. John Cena versus Logan Paul. John Cena wins. We can both agree, right?
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Jey Uso, LA Knight. Seth Rollins retains, right?
I would think so. I would think there's going to be some kind of big turn.
Sheamus versus Rusev. Sheamus wins. Rusev's a
Who cares about that? No one cares about that.
Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. Roman Reigns wins.
I wouldn't be so sure of that.
I think he wins.
Might be shenanigans.
Do you want? Well, we'll talk about this.
Does Breaker have a match? No. Breaker's going to be on the show, but he doesn't have a match. So I think he's going to be involved in the main event and with Bronson Reed, Roman Reigns.
Rumor has it Randy Orton's going to have a match against Drew McIntyre. It's going to be announced tomorrow night.
Good.
That's the rumor. So that'll be the fifth, because they're missing a show right now. So I think that's where it's coming.
They're missing a match, you mean?
Yeah.
What was it, 5 matches originally they had
It's
posted?
4. It's supposed to be 5, yeah, but now it's 4.
Okay. Clash of Paris.
I got a question for you real quick, Bottles. And we talked about this earlier this week, and I want to get into this real quick. Right. One of the driving factors that has always dominated wrestling is you've got to have either a super over baby face to have them wear that strap long term, or you've got to have a heel and a baby face ascending to take the strap from that heel. Cody Rhodes ascended to the top and stayed there for a while, but it's starting to feel like maybe he either has to do a heel turn or someone else needs to get pushed to start making that run. Do you feel it's in the company's best interest to make their big gold belt, their main Universal Championship, should a heel take that off him at Survivor Series? And is it time to switch the brands up, maybe move Cody over to Raw, maybe move Knight back to SmackDown, or say Punk, and go from there and really start pushing a different direction?
The problem you have is what Netflix wants. Netflix wanted Punk. They wanted Roman Reigns. And now they want LA Knight. So that's why LA Knight got suddenly moved to Raw. And there's no... Is there a brand split? What's really going on? Are they going to have a draft? They put the draft off. Are they going to have a draft? Supposedly, the draft is going to be an episode on ESPN. Have you heard that? Have you heard that?
I did not.
Yes. Episode of is going to be on ESPN, the draft. ESPN sports reporters will be commenting on the moves made. You okay? You got heartburn? What's going on?
Yeah. Gotcha. I didn't
Can you
hear
hear me?
that. That's kind of, that's news to me. I don't know where this is going to go, but there needs to be a shakeup. There's got to be something, right?
They've got to realign the rosters. They need to bring people up from NXT. Sol Ruka and Zarya, they're two hot commodities right now that people want on the main roster. People who are in the know. They want them to come up from NXT. Shawn Michaels doesn't want to give them up. But it is what it is.
I don't care if he doesn't want to give them up. It's time to start calling some of these names up. I saw the show. You got to shake this shit up, man.
It's a third brand, dude.
Look, I'm looking forward to Sheamus and Rusev because I know they're going to kick the shit out of each other on Sunday. I know that's coming.
No, you've
they're
seen
gonna,
it how many times?
Okay, hold bottles. I'm looking forward to it. You don't have to. That's okay. I'm looking forward to Saturday's football games. You're not, and that's okay. That's why freedom is amazing.
I think you're going to see the Ravishing Russian come back in Paris.
Lana.
To manage Rusev. They got to have something big for this. They've got to. They've got to have something big for this match. You've seen it every Monday. How many Mondays in a row have we seen Sheamus versus Rusev? It's ridiculous.
I've enjoyed it because they do beat the shit out of each other, man. I enjoy those type of matches.
Buddy, I enjoy pizza also, but I wouldn't want to have it every single day. Okay? And this is what we're getting from these guys. We're getting Rusev and Sheamus every Monday on Netflix.
Again, that's once a week. I will eat pizza once a week. Thank you. I'll have another slice.
It's okay for someone to have a different opinion than what you have. I'm just letting you know. I'm just cluing you in. I'm just saying.
You could be, it's fine. You could be wrong. I'm not mad at you.
Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night, your wife's got a Ziploc bag she's about to put over your head because she can't take it anymore?
You know, no, Bottles. My wife does love me.
Okay, pal. All right, pal. Sherry, hit the switch.
I want to share this real quick. I got a butt dial from Johnny Bottles on Monday on my way to work. Yes. And it's the greatest thing I could ever hear. And I can hear him in the distance. It's like he dialed me, but he put it down real quick because he's got to take care of something. And I hear, I hate this fucking dog. And I'm like, Bottles, what's going on with the dog? Hate this little bastard. But he's getting further away. And then all of a sudden I hear a door close. I'm like, I think Bottles just butt-dialed me and cussed the dog out.
Yes. Yes, I did. Every morning I get up and I get all 5 of these dogs. I rouse all 5 of the dogs because they rouse me. Hey, fat man, let's eat. Okay, no problem. We got to go take a squirt first. Okay, no problem. So I put 4 of them outside, the bigger dogs, and the little Yorkie poodle hybrid that we have. She sleeps in bed with us, between me and the wife. And when it's time to go out, all the other dogs, she don't want to go out. But she'll roll around on the bed and lay on the bed with her stomach up, pet my belly, pet my belly, pet my belly. She looks like a hairy Lola Vice laying there in bed, just shaking. If you've seen Lola Vice from NXT. Wrong with you? So I pick her up. This fucking dog. Put her outside. She don't want to go outside. Turns around, comes back to the door. Go out there, go to the bathroom. Now you got to go. Looks at me, looks at the wet grass from the dew, runs right back to me. Full well knowing she's going to drop a bomb on me somewhere in a corner of this house somewhere. I call her, my nickname for her is Egypt, because in every room there's a pyramid from this dog. And
Luigi Tron says our dads are arguing again. Thank you for the $2.
When it's time to feed all the dogs, I get all the grub together for everybody. Everybody's got their bowls ready. I fill the bowls up. She wants to eat on the bed. She wants to eat on the bed every goddamn time. And her previous owners, we got this dog because she was a co-worker.
Bottles adopts dogs when his wife makes them. Just if you didn't.
Yes, know. And this woman's husband was he's dying of prostate cancer, spread to his bones, and they've got 15 Yorkies. 15 Yorkies.
Yeah. That's insane.
This guy took care of 15 Yorkies when he was retired every day. He just took care of them all. That was his job. And to drink beer and cook out on the grill and watch TV. That's what he did all day. And he can't do it anymore. So she had to give up all the dogs except for, I think, 3. So we took this one, and they used to feed her on the bed. They used to put a towel down and put the bowl on the bed, not the water bowl, just a food bowl for the dog to eat on the bed. And she wants to do that every goddamn time. When it's time to eat, she's right on the bed again.
Why did you mention Lola?
And I got to walk. All the meat went to Lola's ass. There wasn't anything left for her chest. He's got a point there, Ashton. You got a point for the 5-spot, pal. She's a little lacking up top. She can always get those fixed. She'll be on this Tiffany Stratton plan when she goes up to the main roster. Trust me.
I got one last question for you, Bottles.
So anyways, long story short, I was bitching about the fucking dog because I had to carry her from one room to the next and put her down in front of the bowl. She runs back to the bed. I got to grab her again, and I slammed the door. And that's what you heard.
The Thunderbolts movie is on Disney Plus. Did you see that now? Took them long enough.
I saw that. I saw that news, yes.
Will you be watching that this weekend? Because I am going to watch that tomorrow versus SmackDown. I am going to watch that.
I will be watching that. Yes, I will be watching the Thunderbolts. Okay. I saw part of it from a bad copy that I got a hold of, and it was a little... The sound was horrible. I couldn't spend any time with it, so I'm going to procure a better copy of the Thunderbolts now. Look, from what I've heard, for what I saw, they're all good actors.
I'm looking forward to seeing this. I heard it wasn't a bunch of nonsense. It's been a long time since I've enjoyed a Marvel movie. I hope this one hits a home run for me. Like I said, I did see Superman. I thought that was good. I watched F1 last week. I forgot to mention that. F1 is a great movie. Great movie.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
Or Fluff. How you doing, brother? 15 Yorkies. That's almost as many members of the Callis family.
They're all under contract, Fluff. We got them all under contract. We've got 5 dogs. We don't have 15. The other family had 15 Yorkies. We've got 1 Yorkie. We've got a Alaskan Klekai, a mini Husky, and we've got 3 Huskies of various size and weights and ages and all that good stuff. They're all one we bought, and the others are all rescued that we have. So
I've got 2 Weimaraners, an inside cat, and an outside cat that I named Mrs. Bojangles.
Mrs. Bojangles.
Kill
Mrs.
me a mole.
Bojangles. Don't shit my shoe.
That's not going to happen. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button. We appreciate your support. We want to try to get to 1,200 quickly. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your moms, tell your dads, and somebody tell Jerry Jones he's a dumbass.
Until next week, Gordon Soley saying so long from the Sunshine State.